Moana, the beloved Disney heroine who captivated our hearts in 2016, is back in an all-new adventure, and this time, it's bigger, bolder, and more daring than ever before. Moana's journey is far from over, and Moana 2 takes us deeper into the heart of the ocean, the strength of her ancestors, and the power of self-discovery. After returning to her village as the new chief, Moana continues to honor the legacy of her ancestors, ruling with wisdom and compassion. But even as the people of Motunui live in harmony, the sea still calls to Moana, urging her to embark on a new quest. Her heart tells her that there is something beyond the horizon, something that could change the future of her people forever. And once again, Moana must face the unknown. The film opens with Moana's peaceful life in Motunui, where she has embraced her role as the leader. She has grown into a strong, confident leader, deeply connected to the traditions of her people. However, the sea, with its endless mysteries, beckons her once more. After a strange disturbance in the ocean's currents, Moana learns of an ancient threat, long forgotten by her people, that could endanger the balance between the islands and the natural world. Guided by the spirits of her ancestors and the ever-watchful presence of the ocean itself, Moana is once again joined by her loyal friend, Maui, the demigod of the wind and sea. But this time, their journey will be even more perilous. They must confront new challenges, not only from the elements but from forces that seek to disrupt the delicate harmony of the islands. As Moana and Maui set sail, they encounter mysterious new lands, ancient creatures, and old friends who have been living in secret for centuries. But they also face new villains, ones who challenge everything Moana has learned about leadership, destiny, and the deep bond she shares with the sea. This new threat comes from an ancient force, an entity that seeks to rewrite the rules of nature itself. Moana must now make the ultimate decision: protect the island she loves, or sacrifice everything to save the world. But Moana 2 isn't just about adventure and danger, it's about Moana's continued growth. This journey isn't just external. It's an inner quest for understanding who she is and what it truly means to be a leader. As Moana learns more about her ancestors' struggles and triumphs, she gains new insights into her own strength and resilience. Alongside Maui, she faces her fears, challenges her doubts, and discovers that leadership is about more than making decisions. It's about trust, courage, and the willingness to grow with others. Through stunning visuals, heart-pounding action, and unforgettable music, Moana 2 delves into the themes of identity, community, and the eternal bond between people and nature. Moana's world may be vast and filled with adventure, but it is also one rooted in love, understanding, and respect for all that surrounds us. And as the ocean whispers her name once again, Moana must decide whether her place is in the ocean or among her people. What does her heart truly desire, and what is her ultimate destiny? Moana 2 takes us beyond the horizon once more, with a story that will inspire and remind us all that no matter where we go, our journey is always about finding who we are meant to be. And Moana's story is far from over. The adventure continues in 2024. Are you ready to set sail? As Moana's journey unfolds, she finds herself at the crossroads of tradition and change. Her village, Motunui, thrives under her leadership, but the world beyond the shores is calling her once more. New discoveries await her as she begins to understand the vastness of her heritage and the deep-rooted connections between the islands. One of the pivotal moments in Moana 2 occurs when Moana stumbles upon an ancient map, one that her ancestors used centuries ago. This map hints at a lost island, a forgotten realm that holds the key to the sea's disturbances. Intrigued and determined, Moana begins to gather a team of trusted companions to aid her on this daring adventure. But this is no ordinary journey. This will test her not only as a leader but as a person. As Moana sets sail with Maui by her side, they face unexpected dangers in the form of enchanted creatures that live in the deep, mysterious parts of the ocean. These creatures, guardians of forgotten secrets, challenge Moana's leadership and wisdom. Each obstacle she faces pushes her to re-examine her relationship with the sea and her understanding of her own identity. Along the way, Moana and Maui meet new characters who will shape her journey. One of them is a young girl named Aina, a fierce and determined navigator who has lived on the outer islands and has her own deep connection with the ocean. Aina reveals to Moana that her people have been waiting for someone like her, someone who understands the power of the sea but also respects the balance of nature. Aina's wisdom and fierce loyalty will prove to be an invaluable asset, but Moana must also learn to trust others, not just herself, in order to save the world. While Moana continues her quest to uncover the truth behind the ocean's disturbances, she is forced to confront the ancient force that has awakened from its slumber. This entity, known as the Tidal King, seeks to control the oceans and disrupt the natural rhythms of life. The Tidal King believes that humanity has lost its way and that only through domination can balance be restored. But Moana knows that true balance lies in understanding and harmony, not control. The climactic battle takes place during a massive storm, one that threatens to tear apart the islands and all that Moana holds dear. With the power of the ocean behind her and the courage she's gained from her adventures, Moana faces the Tidal King in a final confrontation. But this battle is different. Moana doesn't just fight with strength. She fights with wisdom, with empathy, and with the knowledge that sometimes the greatest power lies in understanding others and finding common ground. Through this epic battle, Moana learns that leadership isn't about controlling others, but about guiding them toward a shared vision. And with the support of her ancestors, her people, and the newfound allies she's made along the way, Moana is able to restore balance to the oceans and bring peace to the world once more. As the storm clears and the ocean calms, Moana returns to Motunui, where her people welcome her home. But this time, Moana isn't just their chief. She's their guide, their protector, and their symbol of hope. The journey has shaped her, strengthened her, and made her realize that no matter how far she sails, she will always be anchored by the love and wisdom of her people, her island, and the ocean that will forever call her name. Moana, too, is a story of growth, self-discovery, and the eternal connection between humanity and nature. It reminds us that the greatest adventures are not always those that take us far from home, but those that bring us closer to who we truly are. So, as we prepare to embark on this next chapter of Moana's journey, we are reminded that the call of the ocean is not just a whisper, it's a roar, a force that shapes destiny, and a reminder that adventure never truly ends. The horizon is endless, and the journey is just beginning. As the dust settles and the storm clears, Moana stands at the helm of her boat, looking out over the horizon. It's a new beginning, but the journey is far from over. The ocean, her eternal companion, now seems to pulse with a deeper, more knowing rhythm, one that Moana is beginning to understand in ways she never could before. The connection she has to it has only grown stronger, and with each passing wave, she feels more certain that she is on the right path. But even as the world around her returns to peace, there are whispers of new challenges on the horizon. Moana's leadership has proven her strength, but her heart knows that there are still untold stories waiting to be uncovered, unknown places where the ocean's mysteries still linger. The power of her ancestors, the spirits that guide her, is never far away, and they, too, are watching as she steps into this new chapter of her life. Moana, too, is not just a tale of heroism, it's a story of legacy. As Moana continues to learn from her ancestors, she uncovers secrets about her heritage that even she couldn't have imagined. These revelations challenge everything she thought she knew about leadership, about her connection to the ocean, and about her role in shaping the future of the islands. The spirits of the past whisper ancient wisdom, and Moana begins to understand that the lessons they impart are not just for her, but for everyone who calls the ocean their home. In this new chapter, we see Moana as a leader who doesn't seek to control, but to inspire. She's not only defending her island, but also working to restore a fragile balance between the lands and the sea. Her bond with Maui grows stronger, and their relationship evolves into one of true partnership. Maui, once the mischievous demigod, finds his place as a protector of the ocean, realizing that his role in Moana's journey was more than just helping her succeed. It was about learning from her as much as she learned from him. As Moana and Maui continue their travels, they discover even more about the sea and its magical inhabitants. Some creatures, long thought to be myths, emerge from the depths. These creatures, which are integral to the ocean's balance, have been hiding for generations, waiting for the right time to reveal themselves. In the process, Moana learns that not all threats come from the outside. Some come from within, from the very fabric of her own culture, which has changed over the centuries. Throughout the film, Moana faces these internal and external conflicts, balancing her duties as a leader with her growing desire to understand her true place in the world. But as the ocean continues to call to her, Moana realizes that the greatest leader isn't the one who controls the tides, but the one who listens to them, one who leads with empathy, wisdom, and heart. The emotional climax of Moana 2 occurs when Moana faces a difficult choice: to stay and protect her people or to follow the call of the ocean, which promises to lead her to even greater adventures. It's a choice that every leader must make, whether to remain anchored in the known or to venture into the unknown for the sake of growth and the future. In the end, Moana chooses the ocean, not out of selfishness, but because she knows that by embracing her journey, she will become the leader her people need her to be. As the film draws to a close, Moana stands once again at the edge of the water, the familiar roar of the waves in her ears. The sun is setting, casting golden light over the horizon. Moana knows that the world is vast, and the possibilities are endless. She smiles, knowing that her story is far from over. The sea will always be there, calling her forward, just as her ancestors once did. And so, Moana 2 ends with a promise that the journey never truly ends. That wherever the ocean leads, Moana will follow, always guided by the wisdom of her people and the endless horizon of adventure. The call of the sea is eternal, and Moana, forever its daughter, will continue to sail on, ready for whatever challenges lie ahead. This is just the beginning. Her destiny, and the destiny of the ocean itself, is boundless. As the horizon stretches endlessly before Moana, there's a sense of anticipation that lingers in the air. The path she's chosen is one that will challenge her in ways she's never imagined. But she is no longer the young girl who first ventured into the sea. She is a leader, a protector, and someone who understands the true meaning of sacrifice. She has become the embodiment of the spirit of her ancestors, whose love for the ocean and its mysteries has been passed down through generations. Throughout Moana 2, the story dives deeper into the rich tapestry of island life. We explore more of the people Moana now leads, her family, her friends, and those who have trusted her to guide them through times of peace and uncertainty. The villages of the islands are alive with culture, celebration, and tradition, but there's an undercurrent of change. Moana feels it, and so do the others. The winds of transformation are blowing, and it's up to Moana to determine how to harness them. But even as she prepares to embrace her destiny, the shadows of the unknown continue to grow darker. The ocean's disturbances are not just natural, they're being caused by an ancient force that has been forgotten by time. This force, known as the Tidal King, is an entity born of the very ocean that Moana loves. With the ability to manipulate the tides and shape the currents, the Tidal King threatens to change the balance forever. He believes that the ocean belongs to no one but itself, and that humanity's recklessness must be stopped before it destroys the world. It's clear to Moana that the Tidal King cannot be defeated through force alone. To save the islands, she must discover the truth behind the ocean's ancient myths. These stories, long passed down by the elders, hold the key to unlocking the mystery of the Tidal King's power. Along her journey, Moana will encounter allies both new and old, each with a role to play in the fight for balance. In the heart of the story, Moana faces the most difficult decision yet: how to unite all the islands, the people of the sea, and the ancient forces of nature to fight against the Tidal King. It's no longer just about saving her people, it's about restoring harmony to the ocean itself. And Moana learns that true leadership means uniting differences, even when it seems impossible. She understands that her role is not to impose her will, but to listen, to learn, and to find the common thread that ties everyone together. As she sails toward the final confrontation with the tidal king, Moana's growth is evident. Her leadership has evolved into a quiet strength, one that draws upon the wisdom of her ancestors, the courage of her heart, and the support of her people. Maui, ever the protector, stands beside her, but it's Moana's bravery that inspires all those around her. She is no longer just a girl with a boat. She is the chief of the sea, a beacon of hope in the darkest of times. The final battle between Moana and the tidal king is nothing like any battle she's faced before. It takes place not on the physical battlefield, but in the heart of the ocean itself. The tidal king's power is overwhelming, but Moana's connection to the sea, her understanding of its rhythm, its flow, gives her the strength to fight. She uses the lessons of her ancestors, the teachings of the ocean, and the strength of her spirit to confront the tidal king in a powerful display of leadership and heart. In the end, Moana's bravery and wisdom shine through. The tidal king's reign is broken, not through force, but through understanding, the realization that the ocean belongs to everyone, and that balance can only be maintained through respect and harmony. The ocean calms, the tides settle, and the islands are saved. Moana returns to Motunui, not just as a leader, but as a hero. The people celebrate, not just for the victory, but for the wisdom she's gained along the way. But Moana knows that the true victory lies in the lessons learned and the connections made. She has come to understand that the call of the sea is not just a literal one, it's a call to listen, to grow, and to lead with compassion. As the film concludes, Moana stands at the edge of the ocean once again, watching the waves as they crash against the shore. She knows that her journey is far from over. There are always more horizons to discover, more lessons to learn, and more adventures to be had. But she also knows that no matter where the sea takes her, she will always have the strength, the wisdom, and the love of her people to guide her. And so, Moana 2 closes with a reminder that every journey begins with a single step, but it's the courage to continue, to face the unknown, and to embrace who we are meant to be, that shapes the future. Moana's story is one of endless adventure, of leadership forged through hardship, and of the unbreakable bond between humanity and the vast, beautiful sea. The journey continues, and with it, Moana's legacy endures, stronger than ever. As Moana stands at the shore, watching the sun dip below the horizon, there's a peaceful stillness in the air. The sea, now calm after the fierce storm of challenges, reflects the deep changes she has undergone. But even as peace settles over the islands, the spirit of adventure still stirs within her. Moana has proven herself as a leader, not by wielding power, but by embracing the wisdom of the sea and the strength of her people. And the ocean, her eternal companion, calls to her once again. But Moana is no longer the unsure girl she once was. The journey has transformed her in ways she never imagined. She has come to understand that leadership isn't about control, it's about trust. Trust in herself, in her ancestors, in her people, and in the forces of nature that guide them all. The wisdom of her grandmother, Tala, lives on in her, whispering through the winds and the waves, reminding Moana that the journey is never truly over. The story of Moana 2 is not just about overcoming external challenges, it's about embracing the internal growth that comes with each trial. Moana's true challenge was not defeating the tidal king, but understanding the deep connection she shares with the ocean and the responsibility that comes with it. She has learned to listen to the tides, to heed the ancient songs that guide her, and to honor the delicate balance between her people and the sea. But as she reflects on all she has learned, Moana realizes that there is still more to be discovered. The ocean is vast and full of mysteries, and the world beyond her islands is still waiting to be explored. She feels the pull of the horizon once more, the quiet calling that promises more adventure, more growth, and more connections to be made. It's a journey that will never truly end, because every day brings new lessons and new beginnings. The film ends with Moana aboard her boat, once again sailing into the unknown. But this time, she is not sailing alone. Her people, her family, and the spirits of her ancestors are with her, guiding her forward. The stars above twinkle brightly, a reminder that no matter how far she goes, Moana is never truly alone. Her legacy is written in the waves, her story forever a part of the ocean's timeless rhythm. As the screen fades to black, the final message is clear. The journey of Moana is eternal, and the call of the sea will always guide her home. Her adventure is just one chapter in the endless story of humanity's connection to the natural world. And as long as the ocean sings its song, Moana's spirit will continue to sail on, a beacon of hope and a symbol of the enduring power of courage, wisdom, and love. As Moana sets sail, the wind fills her sails, and the ocean stretches before her, endless, boundless, and full of possibilities. The rhythm of the sea calls her forward, urging her to continue her journey. She feels the weight of her responsibilities, but it's not a burden, it's a gift. The ocean, once a mystery to her, is now a part of her, and she knows that every wave holds a lesson, every gust of wind is a whisper of her ancestors. In the distance, the islands that Moana calls home fade into the horizon, but their spirit remains with her, guiding her each step of the way. She understands now that leadership isn't a destination, but a journey. It's about growth, about embracing challenges, and about always remaining open to new experiences. She's learned that there's no final victory, no single moment of triumph. It's the journey itself that shapes us. As Moana sails toward new shores, new lands come into view, places she has never seen, full of new cultures, new traditions, and new stories. With each new discovery, Moana learns more about herself and the world around her. The lessons of her people, the wisdom passed down through generations, and the teachings of the ocean are with her as she meets new friends, faces new challenges, and uncovers new truths. She encounters diverse communities with their own unique ways of life, each one teaching her something new. Some of these people have their own deep connections to the sea, while others have their own struggles and dreams. Moana realizes that her journey is not just about saving the islands or restoring balance. It's about connecting with others, understanding their struggles, and helping them find their own paths forward. Throughout her travels, Moana's bond with the ocean deepens even more. She learns that the sea is not just a force to be respected. It is a living, breathing entity with its own stories, its own heart. And just as she has learned to listen to the ocean, Moana begins to understand that leadership means listening to the world around her, whether it's the land, the sea, or the people she meets along the way. But the deeper Moana goes into the unknown, the more she realizes that there are forces at play, ancient forces, that have shaped the world she knows. The ocean holds secrets, and so do the lands she travels to. Some of these secrets are dangerous, others are filled with wisdom, but all of them are crucial to understanding the balance of the world. Moana learns that the tidal king was not the only ancient force to contend with. There are other powers, old as time itself, that are vying for control, and the ocean's balance is once again threatened. In this new chapter, Moana's leadership is tested like never before. She must face these new challenges with the same courage and wisdom she displayed before, but this time, her journey takes on a much grander scale. Her ability to unite people from different islands and cultures is put to the test as she works to uncover the truth behind these ancient forces. She finds that her greatest strength is not just in her connection to the sea, but in her ability to bring others together, to forge alliances, to learn from those who are different, and to understand that the future is shaped by everyone, not just one individual. As Moana's travels continue, the film explores the depth of her relationships with the people she meets. Maui, still by her side, is a reminder of the importance of partnership and mutual respect. Together, they face greater challenges, but it's Moana's heart and unyielding spirit that inspire the strength of others. She learns that leadership isn't about wielding power, but about empowering those around her, about fostering trust, and about ensuring that no one is left behind. Eventually, Moana comes to realize that the ocean, with all its mysteries and powers, is not an adversary, but a partner. The ancient forces she faces are not to be conquered, but to be understood. The ocean, with its ebb and flow, reflects the eternal dance of life itself. Through this understanding, Moana learns the true meaning of balance. The ocean's power is both a gift and a responsibility, one that she must cherish and protect, just as she must protect the people and the island she loves. As the film nears its climax, Moana stands on a new shore, overlooking the vast expanse of the sea. The sky is wide, the stars are bright, and the ocean's voice is a soft, familiar whisper. Moana knows that she has become more than just a leader. She has become a bridge between worlds, a protector of both the land and the sea. She understands that her legacy is not about the past, but about the future she will help shape, alongside her people, the ocean, and the new allies she has made along the way. With the lessons of her ancestors, the wisdom of the ocean, and the strength of her heart, Moana is ready to face whatever comes next. The horizon may always be just out of reach, but it is a horizon she will continue to sail toward, knowing that the journey itself is the greatest adventure of all. And as the screen fades to black, the final words echo in the hearts of all who have followed her. The ocean will always call you home. And so, Moana 2 leaves us with a lasting message, that the journey of life is not about where we end up, but about how we grow along the way. It's about embracing our challenges, seeking wisdom from the past, and always looking to the horizon with courage in our hearts. As the credits roll and the soothing sound of the ocean waves lingers in the background, we are reminded that Moana's journey is not simply a tale of one girl, but a story that resonates with everyone. It's a reminder that we all have a calling, something that calls to us from beyond the horizon, something that pushes us to be more than we ever thought we could be. Whether it's the pull of our dreams, the weight of our responsibilities, or the whispers of those who came before us, we are all, in some way, navigating our own seas. Moana's story is not just about navigating the physical world, but also about charting the inner waters of self-discovery. She teaches us that leadership is not about being perfect, it's about being willing to grow, to learn, and to embrace our own imperfections. The greatest leaders are those who acknowledge their flaws and use them to drive personal and collective growth. Through her journey, Moana shows us that sometimes it's the challenges we face that help us find our true strength. As the film unfolds, we realize that Moana's true power doesn't come from her ability to sail or lead her people, but from her willingness to listen, to the sea, to her heart, and to those around her. Every voice, every lesson, every moment of doubt and triumph is a note in the symphony of her life. By learning from each of these experiences, she becomes more connected to her world and to herself. In the final scenes, as Moana sails back toward her home, it's clear that the adventure is far from over. The ocean, with its ever-changing currents, will always hold new adventures and challenges, and Moana will always be ready to answer its call. But now, with her heart and mind open, she is no longer the same girl who left her island all those years ago. She is wiser, stronger, and more attuned to the world around her. Her journey continues, and as she sails across the waves, she carries with her the lessons of the past, the hope for the future, and the unwavering belief that she is exactly where she's meant to be. Moana 2 is more than just a sequel. It's an invitation to each of us to explore our own inner oceans. We all have a path to walk, a voyage to embark upon, and a legacy to create. As we set sail into the unknown, let us do so with courage, with hope, and with the knowledge that every wave we encounter is an opportunity for growth, every storm is a chance to build resilience, and every new horizon is a reminder of the endless potential we hold within ourselves. The film ends with Moana standing at the helm of her boat, a determined look on her face, the sea at her feet, and the stars above her guiding her way. The future is wide open, and she is ready to embrace it. With each new wave, she is reminded that the ocean is not just a force of nature, it's a mirror of the human spirit. Ever-changing, ever-moving, ever-growing. And as the film draws to a close, one final thought lingers in our minds. The journey is the destination, and with each step we take, we become the person we are meant to be. Moana has found her place in the world, but her story is far from finished. In many ways, her story is just beginning. As the final notes of the film's score echo through the theater, we're left with a profound sense of possibility. Moana's journey, filled with hardship, discovery, and growth, reminds us that the challenges we face in life are never meant to break us, but to build us into something greater. Just as the ocean's tides shift with each passing day, so too does the course of our lives. And like Moana, we must embrace the uncertainty with an open heart, knowing that every step we take brings us closer to understanding our true purpose. The film also teaches us about the importance of community and the power of connection. Through Moana, we see that no one is truly alone in their journey. While she sails across vast, uncharted waters, she carries the strength and wisdom of her ancestors, the love of her family, and the hope of her people. She is a beacon of light not only for her island, but for all those she meets along the way. In a world that often feels fragmented, Moana's story serves as a reminder that when we come together, despite our differences, we are capable of incredible things. Whether we are navigating the storms of life or celebrating the calm, it is our unity that enables us to find our way home. As the camera zooms out, showing Moana sailing farther and farther into the horizon, we realize that the legacy she's building will stretch far beyond the shores of her island. Her story will inspire generations to come, encouraging them to follow their dreams, to never stop learning, and to always seek the wisdom of those who came before. The lessons of the ocean, the earth, and the stars are now a part of her, and she will pass them down to the future leaders, adventurers, and dreamers who will carry her message forward. And as Moana's figure becomes a small silhouette against the vast expanse of the sea, we're reminded that the world is wide and its possibilities are limitless. The ocean, with all its mysteries, will continue to call to those who are brave enough to listen, to those who believe in their own strength and in the wisdom of their hearts. Moana, now a symbol of courage, resilience, and hope, shows us that the greatest adventures are those that take us to the edges of our understanding, and the greatest journeys are those that bring us closer to the truth of who we are. In the end, Moana 2 is a celebration of growth, the growth that comes from embracing the unknown, from stepping into the dark and trusting that the light will come. It is a testament to the power of dreams, the importance of connection, and the unwavering belief that we are all capable of navigating the tides of life, no matter how turbulent they may be. The last image of the film is Moana looking out at the endless ocean, ready for the next chapter. She knows that this is only one part of her story, and she welcomes the adventures to come with open arms. The film fades to black, but the call of the ocean echoes in our hearts, a reminder that the journey never truly ends. With that, Moana leaves us with a lasting message: never stop sailing, never stop learning, and always, always trust the ocean to guide you home. As the final scenes fade, we're left with a profound sense of closure, but also a sense of anticipation. Moana's journey has come full circle, but the world she's discovered is still vast, full of untold stories, challenges, and opportunities. Her time on the sea, her interactions with different cultures, and the knowledge she's gained have opened her eyes to the endless possibilities that lie ahead, not just for her, but for the world at large. We are reminded that Moana's story is not one of isolated adventure. It's a universal journey that connects us all. Each of us, in our own way, sails toward our own horizons, facing obstacles, learning lessons, and growing through the experiences we encounter. Moana's courage isn't just about conquering the sea, it's about the willingness to face life's uncertainties with an open heart and mind. She teaches us that it's okay to feel uncertain, to not have all the answers, as long as we continue moving forward. The ocean, which once seemed like an impenetrable mystery, is now a trusted companion, a symbol of the ever-changing, ever-expanding journey we're all on. Moana's connection to the ocean is symbolic of our own connections to the world around us. It's a reminder that we are part of something much larger, something timeless and ever-evolving. The ocean's waves are not obstacles, but opportunities to ride, to learn from, and to understand the rhythm of life itself. As Moana looks toward the horizon, we realize that her true legacy lies in her ability to inspire others, not just to follow in her footsteps, but to forge their own paths. In every island she visits, in every person she meets, she leaves a spark, a message that says, "You are capable of greatness, you are connected to something bigger, and your journey is your own to define." The ending of Moana 2 is a reminder that no one person can change the world alone, but together, united in purpose, we can create a future that honors the past, embraces the present, and prepares for what's yet to come. The lessons of courage, community, and resilience that Moana has embraced are lessons for all of us. No matter where we come from, no matter how distant our horizons may seem, we all share in the same sea of possibility. In the final moments, we see Moana standing tall, her heart filled with the knowledge that she's not just a leader of her people, but a steward of the world's infinite potential. The ocean stretches before her, filled with promise, with challenges, with joy, and with sorrow, but always it beckons. The horizon, as far as it may seem, is never too far to reach. And Moana, with her spirit and heart, will continue to navigate it with the wisdom of the sea guiding her every step. As the screen slowly fades to black, we hear the soft whisper of the ocean's waves, an invitation to all who dare to dream, to all who are ready to take that first step into the unknown. Moana has shown us that no matter where we come from, or where we're going, the most important thing is to keep sailing forward, with hope in our hearts and the courage to face whatever comes next. And as the credits roll, we leave with the understanding that Moana's story is never truly over. The journey is ongoing, not just for Moana, but for all of us who are brave enough to follow the call of the ocean, to face the unknown, and to shape our own destinies. For in the vastness of the sea, there is always something new to discover, always something worth fighting for, and always a home to return to. As the film draws to its final moments, we're reminded that Moana's adventure is just the beginning, not just for her, but for everyone who's been part of her journey. As she sails across the wide open ocean, her eyes are set on new horizons, but she's not just navigating the seas, she's navigating the future. Moana has learned that leadership isn't about having all the answers, but about being adaptable, listening to others, and continuously evolving in the face of new challenges. In Moana 2, we also see a powerful shift in how she views her role as a leader. While she once sought to protect her people from harm, she now realizes that true leadership comes from empowering others to find their own path. It's a subtle yet profound transformation. Moana understands that she doesn't have to bear the weight of the world alone. Leadership is about nurturing the potential in those around you and creating a space for others to rise and shine. As she returns to her island, Moana's journey has changed not just herself, but the world she came from. Her people are no longer bound by the past. They are inspired to chart their own course, to explore new lands, and to discover their own futures. In this way, Moana's legacy isn't just about her personal growth, but about the transformation of an entire culture, a shift from looking inward to looking outward, from fearing the unknown to embracing it. This theme of collective growth is essential. It speaks to the way we, as individuals, contribute to something greater than ourselves. We are not alone in our journeys. Whether we're walking alongside our families, our communities, or our global neighbors, the journey is always shared. Just as Moana learned to trust her ancestors, the sea, and herself, we too must learn to trust each other, to listen to the wisdom of those who have come before, and to share in the collective power that comes from unity. And yet, there is a quiet strength in Moana's decision to sail alone at times. It's a powerful reminder that while community is vital, personal growth requires moments of solitude. Sometimes, the greatest revelations come not from the crowd but from within. Moana's journey isn't just about leadership. It's about finding her own identity and understanding that part of being truly connected to the world is knowing who you are and what you stand for. Her voyages, though solitary, are the necessary steps to ensure she is grounded in her purpose. Her strength comes from within, but it is continually reinforced by the community she carries in her heart. As we reflect on Moana's story, we begin to understand that Moana 2 is more than a tale of exploration. It's a story of internal discovery, of finding courage in the face of doubt, and of redefining what it means to be a leader. It reminds us that the journey is never just about the destination, but about what we learn along the way. In the end, as Moana continues her adventures, we are reminded that the greatest treasures are not the things we find, but the people we meet, the lessons we learn, and the growth we experience. The world is vast, and the seas are deep, but they are not to be feared. They are to be embraced, just as Moana embraced the unknown, with open arms and an open heart. And so, as Moana sails onward, we are left with a powerful message. The world is ours to explore, and the journey, no matter how long or difficult, is always worth taking. Each wave is an opportunity, each island a new beginning, and every sunrise is a chance to set sail towards something greater. Moana's adventure is an invitation to all of us to follow our hearts, to trust in the wisdom of the world around us, and to never stop searching for the horizon. As the story of Moana 2 comes to a close, we are left with more than just an adventure. We are left with a reflection of who we are and who we can become. Moana's journey, as it unfolds before our eyes, becomes a universal one. It isn't just a story of a young girl navigating the oceans. It's a metaphor for life itself. Every wave represents a challenge. Every horizon signifies a new possibility. And every storm? It's a reminder that we have the strength to weather it, just as Moana did. There's something incredibly powerful about seeing Moana, a character who was once uncertain of her place in the world, now standing tall and proud, knowing that the future is hers to shape. But it's not about having all the answers. It's about having the courage to keep moving forward, even when the path ahead is unclear. Moana shows us that the beauty of life lies not in perfect answers or constant certainty, but in the act of pushing forward, of evolving, of embracing every twist and turn with confidence and grace. We can all take something from Moana's story. It's a reminder that we are all capable of more than we think. Just as Moana went from being a dreamer to a leader, we too can find the strength within ourselves to grow, to adapt, and to make a difference. She teaches us that we don't need to wait for the perfect moment to act. Sometimes, it's about taking that first step, however small, and trusting that we will find our way. We are all capable of greatness, and it's in the journey that we discover what we're truly made of. In Moana 2, the focus on legacy is more evident than ever. It's not just about what Moana accomplishes in her lifetime, but about what she leaves behind for future generations. She knows that her story will inspire others to seek their own paths, to challenge the limits of what they believe they can achieve, and to continue the work of building a better, more connected world. The generations that follow her, like the winds and the tides, will carry her lessons, her courage, and her spirit forward. As Moana sets sail for new adventures, the film leaves us with an undeniable sense of hope. There is always more to discover, always new challenges to face, and always a place for us to grow. We are part of something far bigger than ourselves, and the future, like the ocean, is full of endless opportunities. As the screen fades to black, we know that Moana's journey is far from over, and neither is ours. The legacy of Moana is a call to action for all of us. It's an invitation to take risks, to step out of our comfort zones, and to explore the vast potential that lies within us and around us. The story of Moana 2 isn't just a fairy tale. It's a blueprint for how we can navigate the turbulent waters of life. It shows us that no matter the storm, we can always chart a course toward a brighter tomorrow. The ocean calls to each of us, urging us to embrace our own adventure. Whether we are navigating the waters of our careers, our relationships, or our personal growth, the lesson remains clear. Keep sailing, keep learning, and never stop believing that the horizon holds something amazing just beyond our reach. As the credits roll and the final notes of the music linger in the air, we are left with a sense of fulfillment, yet also an undeniable sense of curiosity. Moana's adventure has taught us invaluable lessons, but her journey is not the only one. The world is vast, and as she sets sail towards the horizon once again, we understand that her story is a universal one. It's not just about her, it's about all of us. Each of us has our own ocean to navigate, whether it's the unknown waters of our dreams, our fears, or our relationships. We all face moments when the seas feel treacherous, when the winds push us in directions we never imagined. But, like Moana, we are all capable of finding our way. The greatest gift Moana gives us is the understanding that we are never truly alone on our journeys. We may sail through storms, we may struggle with doubt, but we always have the potential to find our path. Moana's legacy is more than just her leadership. It's the ripple effect she creates by showing us what it means to be connected to the world and to each other. As we witness her inspire her people, we realize that this story is not just about a girl discovering who she is. It's about a community coming together to embrace the future and the unknown. Moana's strength lies not in her ability to face the challenges herself, but in how she empowers those around her to do the same. Her story calls us to action, urging us to look beyond our own shores, to be curious, to explore, and to embrace our own personal growth. It encourages us to connect with the world around us, to see the beauty in every experience, and to trust that we are capable of so much more than we think. Just as Moana did, we must all learn to trust the ocean, the unknown, and the wisdom it carries. And as Moana sails off into the distance, we understand that her story will continue to inspire for generations to come. The lessons of courage, unity, and perseverance will live on, passed down from one person to the next. The ocean, which once seemed like a force of nature to be feared, becomes something else entirely. It transforms into a symbol of possibility. It's the call to adventure, the unknown that beckons us to grow and evolve. The film ends with a final image of Moana, her silhouette against the vastness of the ocean, filled with hope and anticipation. She's not alone. We're all with her, ready to face the challenges that lie ahead. Moana's story is a reminder that we are all capable of greatness, and that no matter how vast or intimidating the world may seem, we have the strength, the courage, and the wisdom to navigate it. As we leave the theater, we are filled with the realization that our own journey is just beginning. The horizon is endless, and it is ours to explore. Like Moana, we can chart our own course and sail toward a future full of promise and discovery. The world is wide, the ocean is deep, and there is always more to see, more to learn, and more to become. We are all Moana. We are all voyagers, connected to the world and to each other, sailing toward an exciting future that lies just beyond the horizon. As the movie fades into its closing scene, we feel a sense of resolution, yet an undeniable urge to continue. Moana's journey has not only been a tale of discovery, but a reminder that life itself is an ongoing adventure. The waves of the ocean never cease, just as our own journeys don't end when we reach one goal. We may think we've reached the destination, but as Moana shows us, the real beauty lies in the journey itself, each step, each challenge, and each opportunity to grow. The final message of Moana 2 is a profound one. We are always in motion, always changing, and always adapting. Whether it's Moana learning the depths of her leadership, or the people around her embracing new possibilities, the true mark of strength is not in standing still, but in moving forward, even when the path isn't clear. We're all Moana, in our own way. We all have our moments of doubt, of uncertainty, and of fear. But it's through those moments that we learn the most about ourselves. The ocean, in all its vastness, represents not only the challenges we face, but also the boundless opportunities that lie before us. Moana's fear of the ocean in the first film gave way to a deep trust and understanding of it. Similarly, we must learn to trust the uncertainties in our lives, knowing that they are not obstacles, but invitations to explore, to grow, and to discover something new about ourselves. And just as Moana now stands as a beacon of hope and leadership for her people, we too can become that beacon for those around us. Her legacy is a powerful reminder that leadership doesn't always come from titles or positions of power. It comes from courage, from the willingness to take risks, and from the ability to uplift others. When we lead with heart, We create a ripple effect that extends far beyond our own lives. By the time the credits roll, we are left with a lasting feeling of inspiration, as if we too have just set sail on our own journey. Moana has shown us that the true treasure isn't something you find on an island, but something you discover within yourself. It's the confidence to take the first step into the unknown, the courage to stay true to who you are, and the wisdom to understand that every challenge is an opportunity for growth. We now understand that Moana's story was never just about one girl. It's about all of us. It's about the journeys we take, the people we meet, and the lessons we learn along the way. It's about the power of community, the beauty of connection, and the importance of embracing both the calm and the storm. As Moana sails into the unknown, we are reminded that we are all part of a larger narrative, one that is filled with infinite possibilities. The ocean is vast, and so are our dreams. There are no limits to where we can go, no boundaries to the horizons we can reach. With every sunrise, the adventure continues, both for Moana and for us. The call to sail into the future is ours to answer, and like Moana, we have everything we need within ourselves to chart a course toward greatness. So, as we leave the theater or listen to the final notes of the music, let us carry Moana's spirit with us. Let us remember her courage, her leadership, and her unwavering belief in the power of adventure. And like Moana, let us set sail into the future with confidence, knowing that no matter how vast or uncertain the world may seem, we are more than capable of navigating it. After all, the greatest journey of all is the one that never ends. As the last notes of the soundtrack echo, the audience feels a sense of finality, but also an openness to the future. Moana's journey is far from over, and so is ours. The closing scene, with her steering her canoe across the endless ocean, symbolizes not just the end of one adventure, but the promise of many more to come. This journey, like ours, is not linear. It's full of twists, turns, setbacks, and triumphs. But the real beauty lies in how we respond to each challenge, how we keep moving forward with hope and resilience, no matter what the waves may bring. The message of Moana 2 is clear. Life is a constant cycle of exploration, growth, and renewal. Every chapter we face is a step closer to understanding who we are and what we're capable of. Just as Moana embraced her destiny, we too are called to embrace ours. And sometimes, that means venturing into the unknown, stepping out of our comfort zones, and realizing that the answers we seek are already within us. The people Moana meets on her journey serve as both mirrors and guides, reflecting the complexities of her own self-discovery, while also providing her with the wisdom she needs to evolve. In Moana 2, we see how the strength of community is crucial, as she learns that leadership isn't just about making decisions. It's about lifting others up, inspiring them, and helping them realize their own potential. Moana's story isn't just hers. It's the story of all the people who walk beside her, who support her, and who she supports in return. In a broader sense, this theme of interconnectedness resonates on a global scale. The film invites us to consider how our actions, our choices, and our journeys impact those around us. The ocean, which connects all the islands, symbolizes the deep interconnection that binds us together, no matter where we are from or where we are headed. Each wave, each current, carries with it the potential to create change. And just like the ocean, our actions ripple through the world, affecting others in ways we may not always see or understand. Moana's story isn't a fairy tale with a neat and tidy conclusion. Instead, it mirrors the ongoing journey we all face. There are moments of joy and triumph, but there are also times of struggle, of self-doubt, and of uncertainty. Yet, through it all, the courage to keep going is what ultimately defines Moana, and what defines us all. The resilience that she embodies is something we can all tap into when faced with life's challenges. By the time the final image fades to black, we are left with the sense that Moana's adventure is one that will never truly end. It's an invitation to continue our own voyages, to keep exploring, to keep learning, and to never stop believing that we are capable of more than we realize. And just like Moana, when we feel lost or unsure, we can look to the horizon, knowing that the ocean will always guide us home. The film ends on a powerful note, one that leaves us not just reflecting on Moana's legacy, but on our own potential. It encourages us to recognize that we, too, are capable of greatness. We are capable of facing the unknown with courage, of embracing challenges as opportunities for growth, and of leaving a lasting legacy that will inspire others to keep sailing forward, just as Moana has done. And as we walk away, whether we're heading back into our daily lives or simply contemplating the bigger questions, we know that the adventure, just like the ocean, is infinite. It never stops calling, it never stops offering new horizons, and it never stops reminding us that the greatest journey is the one we take within ourselves. The horizon is wide, the seas are endless, and the future is waiting for us to explore. Just like Moana, we are all voyagers on a shared journey toward discovery and fulfillment. As the final moments of the film draw to a close, we're left with an overwhelming sense of possibility. Moana's journey has come full circle, but it serves as a reminder that no story truly ends. The waves, the wind, the stars, everything Moana has learned throughout her adventure, all serve as symbols that continue to guide her. And as the credits begin to roll, we realize the message of the film extends far beyond the screen. It urges us to reflect on our own paths, our own adventures, and how we can learn from the obstacles that come our way. We all have a piece of Moana within us. Her bravery, her curiosity, and her fierce love for her people are qualities we can cultivate in our own lives. The film teaches us that it's not about waiting for the perfect moment to act, but about recognizing that we are capable right now. The lessons of leadership, of self-trust, of embracing both failure and success, they're lessons we can apply in our everyday lives. Just like Moana discovered, we are all capable of charting our own course, even when the seas seem rough. Through her experiences, Moana teaches us that the most powerful journeys are not just about reaching the destination, but about the person we become along the way. The wisdom we gain, the relationships we build, and the growth we experience are what truly shape us. The adventure itself is what makes us stronger, kinder, more empathetic, and more connected to the world around us. One of the film's most poignant messages is that the future is not something to fear, it is something to embrace. Moana's adventure wasn't just about protecting her home or discovering who she is. It was about preparing herself and her people for the world that lies ahead. She learned to trust the unknown, to have faith in herself, and to rely on her own strengths and abilities. But more than that, she learned that her true purpose was to empower others to do the same. This is a powerful reminder to all of us that leadership isn't just about guiding others, it's about lifting others up, helping them find their own strength, and encouraging them to step into their own greatness. The journey is not one we walk alone, and it is through our connections, our shared experiences, and our collective resilience that we are able to navigate the obstacles life throws our way. The oceans may seem vast, but when we sail together, the journey becomes not just easier, but more meaningful. As Moana's story continues to inspire us, we are left with a sense of gratitude for the lessons we've learned from her. The beauty of her journey lies not just in the triumphs, but in the lessons learned from the challenges she overcame. She showed us that while the world can feel vast and unpredictable, we have everything we need within us to face whatever comes our way. In the end, Moana too serves as a testament to the power of the human spirit. It shows us that we are all capable of greatness if we only dare to take the first step. It encourages us to embrace the unknown, trust our instincts, and step boldly into the future, knowing that the horizon will always be there, waiting for us to explore. And just like Moana, we too will find our way. The final message rings clear and true. The greatest treasure we can find is not gold or riches, but the strength within ourselves, the power of our relationships, and the courage to explore the unknown. So, as we leave the theater, we carry Moana's legacy with us, into our own lives, into our own journeys. The horizon is vast, but with every challenge we face, we become more prepared, more capable, and more ready to discover what lies ahead. As the film concludes and we step away from Moana's world, we're reminded that her journey is just one example of the endless potential we all carry within ourselves. It's easy to forget, in the hustle of our daily lives, that we too are capable of great things. But Moana too doesn't let us forget. It reminds us that each of us is on our own voyage, whether we realize it or not. The ocean is not just Moana's. It's a metaphor for our own paths, filled with challenges, wonders, and discoveries waiting to unfold. Through Moana's story, we've learned that facing the unknown is not something to dread, but an opportunity to grow. The courage to venture into the vast, uncharted waters of life is what makes us stronger. Each challenge, each wave we ride, whether big or small, is part of the adventure we're all on. And just like Moana, we have the tools to navigate them. We have our faith, our dreams, and the support of those who walk beside us. Perhaps the most important lesson Moana 2 offers is about the importance of the people we surround ourselves with. Moana couldn't have succeeded without her friends, her family, and her ancestors guiding her. We, too, are not alone on our journeys. We need to remember that asking for help, sharing our struggles, and lifting each other up are part of what makes us human. When we trust and rely on others, we amplify our own strengths and reach new heights we never thought possible. The film also reminds us of the importance of heritage, tradition, and the deep connections we share with the past. Moana, like all of us, is shaped by where she comes from. Her story is intertwined with the legacy of her ancestors, and she carries their lessons, their dreams, and their wisdom as she sails into the future. We, too, must recognize the value of our own roots, the experiences, lessons, and wisdom that have shaped us into who we are today. These foundations give us the strength to continue, to face the unknown, and to chart new paths forward. And in a world that is constantly changing, Moana 2 encourages us to remember that the future is full of infinite possibilities. We can choose the direction we wish to go in, just as Moana chooses to lead her people toward a brighter tomorrow. Whether it's in our careers, relationships, or personal growth, we have the power to steer our own course. The ocean of life may be unpredictable, but it is ours to navigate. The waves may rise, but with determination and courage, we can ride them toward new horizons. As we reflect on Moana's transformation from a young girl seeking her place in the world to a confident leader with a vision for the future, we are inspired to do the same. Moana 2 doesn't just tell a story about the past. It invites us to look forward, to imagine new possibilities, and to embrace the unknown with open arms. It's a reminder that we are never truly done growing, learning, or becoming. The journey, like Moana's, is ongoing. And with each step, each challenge, and each triumph, we continue to shape the story of our lives. The film may have ended, but the call of the ocean remains. And as we move forward in our own journeys, we take with us the lessons Moana has taught us. We carry the courage to face the unknown, the wisdom to trust ourselves, and the understanding that the greatest adventure of all is the one that leads us to discover who we are meant to be. The horizon is always out there, calling us to explore, to challenge ourselves, and to keep moving forward. And just like Moana, we will answer that call, knowing that the adventure is worth every moment. As the final moments of the film draw to a close, we're left with an overwhelming sense of possibility. Moana's journey has come full circle, but it serves as a reminder that no story truly ends. The waves, the wind, the stars, everything Moana has learned throughout her adventure, all serve as symbols that continue to guide her. And as the credits begin to roll, we realize the message of the film extends far beyond the screen. It urges us to reflect on our own paths, our own adventures, and how we can learn from the obstacles that come our way. We all have a piece of Moana within us. Her bravery, her curiosity, and her fierce love for her people are qualities we can cultivate in our own lives. The film teaches us that it's not about waiting for the perfect moment to act, but about recognizing that we are capable right now. The lessons of leadership, of self-trust, of embracing both failure and success, they're lessons we can apply in our everyday lives. Just like Moana discovered, we are all capable of charting our own course, even when the seas seem rough. Through her experiences, Moana teaches us that the most powerful journeys are not just about reaching the destination, but about the person we become along the way. The wisdom we gain, the relationships we build, and the growth we experience are what truly shape us. The adventure itself is what makes us stronger, kinder, more empathetic, and more connected to the world around us. One of the film's most poignant messages is that the future is not something to fear, it is something to embrace. Moana's adventure wasn't just about protecting her home or discovering who she is. It was about preparing herself and her people for the world that lies ahead. She learned to trust the unknown, to have faith in herself, and to rely on her own strengths and abilities. But more than that, she learned that her true purpose was to empower others to do the same. This is a powerful reminder to all of us that leadership isn't just about guiding others, it's about lifting others up, helping them find their own strength, and encouraging them to step into their own greatness. The journey is not one we walk alone, and it is through our connections, our shared experiences, and our collective resilience that we are able to navigate the obstacles life throws our way. The oceans may seem vast, but when we sail together, the journey becomes not just easier, but more meaningful. As Moana's story continues to inspire us, we are left with a sense of gratitude for the lessons we've learned from her. The beauty of her journey lies not just in the triumphs, but in the lessons learned from the challenges she overcame. She showed us that while the world can feel vast and unpredictable, we have everything we need within us to face whatever comes our way. In the end, Moana 2 serves as a testament to the power of the human spirit. It shows us that we are all capable of greatness if we only dare to take the first step. It encourages us to embrace the unknown, trust our instincts, and step boldly into the future, knowing that the horizon will always be there, waiting for us to explore. And just like Moana, we too will find our way. The final message rings clear and true. The greatest treasure we can find is not gold or riches, but the strength within ourselves, the power of our relationships, and the courage to explore the unknown. So, as we leave the theater, we carry Moana's legacy with us, into our own lives, into our own journeys. The horizon is vast, but with every challenge we face, we become more prepared, more capable, and more ready to discover what lies ahead. As the film concludes and we step away from Moana's world, we're reminded that her journey is just one example of the endless potential we all carry within ourselves. It's easy to forget, in the hustle of our daily lives, that we too are capable of great things. But Moana 2 doesn't let us forget. It reminds us that each of us is on our own voyage, whether we realize it or not. The ocean is not just Moana's, it's a metaphor for our own paths, filled with challenges, wonders, and discoveries waiting to unfold. Through Moana's story, we've learned that facing the unknown is not something to dread, but an opportunity to grow. The courage to venture into the vast, uncharted waters of life is what makes us stronger. Each challenge, each wave we ride, whether big or small, is part of the adventure we're all on. And just like Moana, we have the tools to navigate them. We have our faith, our dreams, and the support of those who walk beside us. Perhaps the most important lesson Moana 2 offers is about the importance of the people we surround ourselves with. Moana couldn't have succeeded without her friends, her family, and her ancestors guiding her. We, too, are not alone on our journeys. We need to remember that asking for help, sharing our struggles, and lifting each other up are part of what makes us human. When we trust and rely on others, we amplify our own strengths and reach new heights we never thought possible. The film also reminds us of the importance of heritage, tradition, and the deep connections we share with the past. Moana, like all of us, is shaped by where she comes from. Her story is intertwined with the legacy of her ancestors, and she carries their lessons, their dreams, and their wisdom as she sails into the future. We, too, must recognize the value of our own roots, the experiences, lessons, and wisdom that have shaped us into who we are today. These foundations give us the strength to continue, to face the unknown, and to chart new paths forward. And in a world that is constantly changing, Moana 2 encourages us to remember that the future is full of infinite possibilities. We can choose the direction we wish to go in, just as Moana chooses to lead her people toward a brighter tomorrow. Whether it's in our careers, relationships, or personal growth, we have the power to steer our own course. The ocean of life may be unpredictable, but it is ours to navigate. The waves may rise, but with determination and courage, we can ride them toward new horizons. As we reflect on Moana's transformation from a young girl seeking her place in the world to a confident leader with a vision for the future, we are inspired to do the same. Moana 2 doesn't just tell a story about the past. It invites us to look forward, to imagine new possibilities, and to embrace the unknown with open arms. It's a reminder that we are never truly done growing, learning, or becoming. The journey, like Moana's, is ongoing. And with each step, each challenge, and each triumph, we continue to shape the story of our lives. The film may have ended, but the call of the ocean remains. And as we move forward in our own journeys, we take with us the lessons Moana has taught us. We carry the courage to face the unknown, the wisdom to trust ourselves, and the understanding that the greatest adventure of all is the one that leads us to discover who we are meant to be. The horizon is always out there, calling us to explore, to challenge ourselves, and to keep moving forward. And just like Moana, we will answer that call, knowing that the adventure is worth every moment. As we take in the final moments of the film, there's a sense of hope that lingers in the air. Moana has completed her journey, but in many ways, her story is just beginning. She has found her purpose, embraced her identity, and stepped into her leadership role. The ocean of life is vast and unpredictable, but Moana's journey shows us that we all have the courage and strength to navigate it. No matter where life takes us, we have the ability to chart our own course, to follow our instincts, and to find our way home, whether that home is a physical place or simply the place we find within ourselves. As the credits roll and the lights come up, we leave the theater with more than just memories of an epic adventure. We leave with a renewed sense of possibility, a deeper understanding of our own potential, and the realization that our journey is one that we control. Moana has shown us that we are the captains of our own ships, and no storm is too great to overcome as long as we have the courage to set sail. So, as we carry the story of Moana with us, let it inspire us to be brave, to be true to ourselves, and to trust in the power of our own journeys. Because, just like Moana, we are all capable of greatness. And no matter how far we sail, we will always find our way back to where we belong. As we continue to reflect on Moana's legacy, it becomes clear that her journey is not just about finding her place in the world. It's about teaching us that leadership requires empathy and foresight. In her second adventure, Moana evolves from the young girl who once doubted her destiny to a wise and compassionate leader who understands that leadership isn't just about authority, it's about responsibility. The choices she makes aren't just about herself, but about her people, her island, and the future of the world she inhabits. What stands out in Moana 2 is how she learns to balance the demands of leadership with the humility required to listen, learn, and adapt. It's a powerful reminder that the best leaders don't just lead by their actions. They lead by their example, their kindness, and their ability to encourage growth in those around them. Moana's ability to recognize when she doesn't have all the answers is one of the most important aspects of her journey. Rather than attempting to do everything herself, she invites others into her process, and in doing so, empowers them to take ownership of their own paths. This idea of shared leadership is something we can all apply in our own lives, whether in our personal relationships, our careers, or our communities. We are all leaders in our own ways, and sometimes the best way to lead is by supporting and encouraging those around us, making sure that every voice is heard, and that everyone has a chance to contribute. In Moana 2, the village isn't merely a backdrop to Moana's story. It is a dynamic, living part of her journey, constantly evolving and growing along with her. And it is this collective growth, this shared experience, that truly enables Moana to succeed. Another compelling theme explored in the film is Moana's deep connection to the natural world. She recognizes that the ocean is not just a vast body of water, but a living, breathing entity, full of lessons and wisdom. This respect for nature becomes even more poignant as Moana faces the challenges of protecting her island and people from threats both natural and human-made. Moana 2 calls us all to look at the Earth not just as a resource to be used, but as a living entity to be respected and nurtured. As stewards of this planet, it is our duty to ensure that we are living in harmony with nature, making choices that protect the environment and the ecosystems we rely on. The film shows us that when we work in tandem with the natural world, rather than against it, we can create a future where both humanity and the environment thrive. Moana's quest is no longer just about finding her way home. It's about making sure that future generations will have a home to return to. And this message resonates far beyond the story itself. It challenges us all to think about the legacy we are leaving behind and how we can contribute to a world that is more sustainable, compassionate, and connected. One of the most profound moments in Moana's journey is when she learns that leadership isn't just about guiding others, it's about setting a path that enables others to lead as well. By teaching her people the importance of exploration, adventure, and understanding the balance of the world, Moana empowers her community to shape their own destiny. She no longer sees herself as the sole protector of her island, but as a guide for others to follow, so that they, too, can step into their own roles as leaders. Moana 2 exemplifies the transformative power of believing in others, of trusting that each person has the potential for greatness. It teaches us that when we invest in those around us, whether it's through mentorship, support, or encouragement, we unlock a power that not only enriches our own lives but enhances the world as a whole. Moana's strength is not just in her courage, but in her ability to inspire those around her to believe in themselves. In the final moments of the film, when Moana steps into her role as a leader, the ocean surges, the skies clear, and the island is restored. But this restoration isn't just a physical one, it's a spiritual one. Moana has found her place in the world, not by conquering it, but by learning to listen to its rhythms, understanding its needs, and being a part of its greater journey. The ocean doesn't belong to Moana. It is her partner, just as she is a partner to it. This relationship of mutual respect between Moana and the world around her is a powerful metaphor for how we should approach the challenges of our own lives, not by fighting against them, but by learning from them and adapting in ways that benefit both us and the world we inhabit. The movie closes on a note of hope and possibility, inviting us to look beyond our immediate circumstances and consider the larger journey ahead. Moana 2 encourages us to embrace the unknown with curiosity, courage, and a sense of responsibility, to not only seek out new frontiers but to do so with respect for the world we share. It tells us that every journey is a chance to discover something new, not just about the world, but about ourselves. And in that discovery, we unlock the potential to change the world for the better. So, as we leave the theater, let's carry with us the wisdom of Moana's journey. Let us remember that we are all navigators in the vast ocean of life, and while the waters may be unpredictable, we have the tools, the wisdom, and the strength to chart our course. No matter where life leads us, we have the power to steer our own ship, to make our own way, and to build a future that is both meaningful and bright. Moana's story is a reminder that we are the authors of our own destinies, and the best is yet to come. As we reflect on the powerful story that is Moana 2, it's also important to acknowledge the incredible voices and talents behind this unforgettable adventure. The film wouldn't have been the same without the talented individuals who brought these characters to life.